Yeah, let the big dog hunt. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Philly Post. I'm your host, Joe Stazak, along with Izzy McGarvey, Micah Warren, Sean Lochter. Good evening, everybody. How we doing today?
Solid, Joe.
Solid?
Solid.
Everyone good?
Fantabulous.
You have a good 4th of July? Phil's are playing right now. They lost the last two games. They're in San Francisco, at Oracle Park, McCovey Cove, and all that. Interesting. The umpires had quite a game the night before. Topper, who you know how I feel about Topper, apparently was criticized the next day for not coming out, backing his boys. Apparently, the ump was horrible on both sides. But last night, I've never seen a game end on a walk-off inside the park home run, a three-run walk-off the park
hmm
inside the park home run. Rough Karam. Who was it say? Who was it playing center last night? That ball just,
Rojas
yeah.
Marsh.
When you see,
Was it? I
I
thought
thought
it
it
or
was
was
Mar no, Marsh did.
Marsh.
Marsh
Yeah,
was. You're
I
right.
thought it was Marsh.
It was Marsh.
Do
it
we blame
was.
Marsh for that, Karam? Should he have more of
No.
a position that don't know where that ball's going off that wall? It looked like it was. I thought it was out when he off the bat, like out. And it turned into, they had the game won. They gave up a run when it was 3-1 with two outs, and then Beaumont, your boy, almost dropped a little pop up. But anyone to blame there, or is that just one of those crazy things that happens?
I think it's one of those crazy things that happens. I mean, to get an inside the park home run, something has to, at least one thing has to go wrong in the outfield.
Yeah, you guys have to
hmm
collide, or has to do one of those. You
That
see
ball, I
it
mean,
going around the fence.
help came over, but that ball rocketed past the help, and that's where I was like,
You knew
he
that was
might
going
go
to
all
be
the way
trouble when that was
around.
by Marsh.
I mean, it's the first inside the park walk-off home run since 2016, and what, the first one from a catcher since the 20s. So yeah, I agree. I agree with Micah.
Long
It was
time on that
fluky.
one.
I guess the one question I did have, and I was listening to the radio today, and they were talking. Well, yesterday, today, um, was where was Kepler? Because he was like nowhere to be found. But I guess apparently they figured out that he was more towards the infield, trying to set up for cutoff if need be. So fluky play. I mean, they're looking pretty solid right now. They're up what, 4-0,
And your
bottom of the
boy,
sixth. So
you want to run out of
oh
town
yeah,
on
I
a
want him
rail.
out.
Bryce Harper has a
When
home
I'm
run today.
out, yeah,
Huh?
he's got one home run. Okay, it's one home run. Let's see. I like I said, I personally think he's injured. I think he's playing hurt. You can tell by the way his swings are. I was at the game last Wednesday, and it was like watching Kirk Gibson. So
Oh, easy.
That's
I'm telling you, man, it was
Stay,
like
Zach.
that's a little rough on Harper.
okay,
He was hurt last year, but he got it. Remember, he was real frustrated because he was hitting long flies. He wasn't obviously he didn't have.
same injury he had Joe last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Gibson couldn't stand.
No, I know. It's just from a standpoint of he doesn't like Gibson had a great swing. He couldn't stand. Well, I mean, Bryce has a great swing and he can't work his wrist right now. And his wrists are a very, very huge part of that swing. So,
I don't mind him working through it so much right now, but would rest just solve the problem than just go back on the IL?
yeah.
I was going to say like if he's not 100%, like what percentage do you think he is that he's not getting full power, and should he be sitting?
I mean, he hasn't had full power all year.
And why isn't Justin Crawford coming up?
Well,
He's hitting, last I saw a few days ago, he's hitting 343.
Mm-hmm.
Now, apparently, he doesn't hit the ball out of the infield. He has two home runs. But so what? It's got to be better than putting somebody out there that hits 220 on a good day.
Yeah.
I
I,
think
I, I
Kepler might be below that.
I don't get
it's
the
not what they do.
moves.
They don't bring up those guys
They
like
do. This is what they do all the
this
time.
is
They
what
brought
they
up Ryan
do.
Howard too late.
Yeah, but he was
Um,
blocked. In fairness, he was
sure.
blocked.
Yeah, I get it.
But
I
no,
get
I
it.
agree with you. They do drag their feet because they don't want to ruin
Mhm.
anybody.
Yeah.
Well, you're ruining the major league team, and
Right, you're hurting the major league team.
Yeah. Joe.
No, I was just going to move on to All-Stars because I think we're pretty obvious that Kyle Schwarber hit his 28th last night. And Zach Wheeler was, I mean, he wasn't the last batter, but he retired 28 on Sunday. And Austin Hayes hit a home run off him. That was it. Other than that, he was perfect. I mean,
that one does sting. And by the way, I'll take the blame for it because I told my brother, I was watching and I said, I think I just heard as they went out of the fourth inning, he's retired everyone he's faced. And so my cousin, who's a jerk and a Mets fan, was like, "Oh, no hitter. He's got a no hitter. Is that what you just said? He's got a no hitter, right? He's got a no hitter." I was like, "Dude, that batter over the wall.
Yeah, he did.
It's
But I
I'll
mean,
take responsibility for it. I shouldn't have said anything."
that was your fault.
Yep.
You know what I think is cool is that they did elect what's his name, Adam Cognale, the ball boy to the
Oh, did he make it? Oh,
made
good for
it.
him.
You see that grab he had with the one hand, and they put a little
Yeah.
montage together for him.
Yeah.
So
Wait, they have ball boys for the All-Star game?
this year they
Like
did. I
you're
don't know, but
elected?
because
Yeah.
they promoted it. What's her name? Taryn Hatcher did a little thing on it, and they showed that grab he had. So they had to submit something to the league. I guess all teams did it if they wanted to, and he won.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
awesome.
fun.
So
Why
he's
not?
going snubs. Do you guys sense that Trey Turner or Sanchez didn't go? Because
So
if
there's
anybody, those are the snubs.
so here's an interesting thing. I heard Jason Stark today say that one of the things that needs to change with the voting is the players vote, but the players actually voted 3 weeks ago. So when they should have probably voted this week or last week. So he thinks that had a lot to do with the so-called snubs, where some of these players, like even Juan Soto, has been playing all-star worthy baseball recently. So maybe
Should the players vote?
should
they?
we vote? Should we vote? I think it's stupid. I think it should go back to the writers. Let the writers.
Yeah, because they're gonna follow it because it's their job. Players, people don't realize they've got their own thing. They're
Yeah.
not sitting here studying the entire league or combing through their
Writers
fantasy
could be
stats.
biased though. Look at the Hall of
They
Fame
could-
and some of that crap.
Sure,
I
but look
agree.
at us voting.
But you know what happens when the players vote? Bobby Abreu gets a gold glove. That's what happens. Nobody that ever watched the Phillies thought, man, that guy, whew, flashing leather out there.
Hey,
that guy didn't even pay attention half the time.
He did make batting look easy, though.
Until he left the batter's box. He was one of the best batters I've ever seen until he left the batter's box. Stupid on the base path.
Yes.
Once in the outfield, somebody hit a line drive to him. He ran in the other direction. It went behind him.
Yeah.
And or he would, if he couldn't get to it, he would do that tumble like I tried.
Right,
Uh-huh.
of course.
Yeah.
And he probably got up hurt, like holding his knee, like
That's my reasoning for why players shouldn't vote on this stuff. Because I think even at that time, players admitted they're like, yeah, we just see what's on like Sports Center in the
right.
locker room.
That's exactly
Mhm.
right. Is what do you think?
I think that there should definitely not be a fan vote. I mean, it's still fun, but you have a small market teams, and it's like you're having guys play really well, and it's just they can't get in because you're having super popular guys in LA or New York, and it's like there's really no.
That's what the Pro Bowl is, isn't it? Players vote for their home
Oh, the
boys.
Pro Bowl's a joke. But
It is
Izzy
a
makes a
joke.
great point, and I hadn't really thought about that. There's probably not a ton of people in Tampa Bay making sure anybody gets on that team. Versus if 20% of Yankees fans vote, they're going to get in. I thought she was going to say fans shouldn't vote because they don't know what they're talking about. I'll make that argument. Well, they shouldn't. You just go vote for your own team. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
MLB is not like the NFL. We all have a much better sense of what's going on around the NFL. Name one starting pitcher on the Seattle Mariners. I can't.
No.
Is King Felix retired? Probably 10 years ago. That's
Yeah.
all I got. Randy Johnson's gone, right?
Yes,
We Major League Baseball tends to be team. We follow our teams. Maybe the division.
this is true.
I don't know who's leading the AL Central right now. Give me some teams to pick from. Honestly,
How about
Yeah.
computers? Why not computers? Go with guys' numbers and then maybe a little, I don't know, committee.
Well, you know
Too
what?
much into it. I mean, the All-Star game. I mean, it's the best All-Star of the four, but
Yeah,
it's the best competition-wise. You're correct.
sure.
Because the sport lends itself to that, not the joke that hockey is, which is fun.
Do you remember when they played for home field advantage in the World Series?
oh
Did
my
they,
God.
did they stop doing that?
Don't even,
Yeah, oh, yeah,
don't
yeah,
even
yeah.
start with me on
Yeah. Yeah, they stopped.
And they also had one player from each team. I remember one year it was like a middle reliever that Tampa got.
that.
I was like, oh boy, look at all these people down in the 813 tuning in now.
How
Because
about
that setup guy we got on our losing team is going to play tonight.
Clayton?
Get the hell outta here.
So Kershaw, did you hear this?
Yeah,
the-
Kershaw's in.
Yeah, but it's like the
He's a
sentimental.
legacy guy. He's a legacy guy.
I think that's bullshit.
Well, okay, that makes it a little different. I was going to ask
Sure.
throw that out there. Does anyone care? To me, he's the Peyton Manning of baseball. Anyway, I love him in the regular season, but I'd shorten the bench and sit him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Anyway, let's move on.
You
from
always
that.
make a good point and then take that extra sentence too far. Like you really just, you would not. Wait, before we
Without
get to
further
before we
ado,
move
we're going to
on.
bring on one of our guests. I'll circle back to that.
All right.
Jason Myrtetus, we've had him on, a little while ago. He's the in-game host for the Philadelphia Flyers on 97.5, former colleague of mine, and he's going through a little bit of a challenge. He has colorectal cancer, stage 3. Good man. And there he is. Where is he? He's coming on there, bottom right, at least bottom right. If you're looking on my screen, we're just getting an update from him, see how he's making out. I know he was in the radiation phase.
The last time he was going to play a tune for us. Remember, he had his guitar all ready
Yeah,
to
and he was
go.
all ready. And there he is.
There he is.
Jason Myrtetus,
Hey,
welcome to
Jason,
the
what's
Phillies
going on,
All-Stars. I have
man?
to introduce you. That's Izzy McGarvey
up?
down there. I don't know which side she's on. She's new to our show. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing okay. Doing okay. I appreciate you coming. We all appreciate you coming on. Last time we checked, you were out of or very close to, I think you were heading into week 8, the 8th round of chemo, and you were going into radiation. And as I understand, you have 4 left out of 24, I believe, and
3.
3 left out of
Great.
24.
I had one today.
You went today,
Knocked another
so
one.
you're getting
Ticked
there.
another
but
one
you
off.
look-
Good job,
and
man.
You look phenomenal. You don't look any different than when I worked with you at 97.5, but tell me how it's going. Tell us how it's going. Tell the world how's it going. You look very well.
Looks can be deceiving, I'll tell you that. And
I
to
can
get your
tell by
vision
your
checked, I'll
text,
tell you
it's
that
not
too.
a fun thing.
No, I'm to say I'm limping to the finish line would be a bit of an understatement. I'm definitely limping to the finish line, which is Monday. For a total of 28, I've had 25. I had one this morning.
What happens
and I'll have
after
another
Monday?
Monday, my last radiation treatment. I'll have the 28 completed.
Okay.
So I have it every day, Monday through Friday. So I'll have it tomorrow and on Friday, and then on Monday will be the final one. They go into a phase tomorrow called coning, where they cone the radiation and focus it even more towards just the tumor. So now they're hitting the tumor and around it, like some margins. And for the last 3, they cone it. And I guess that like focuses it even more. I didn't even know that was a thing until today. So that's what it'll be for the final 3 beginning tomorrow. And we're limping to the finish line because the cumulative side effects are, they build up. The fatigue builds up. It's come with a lot of pain in the last 10 to 14 days and, discomfort and obviously the GI issues as well. So we're going to get to the finish line and it'll take a couple weeks for me to start like kind of actually recovering in my body to realize it's not getting radiation every day. Probably about 2 weeks before I start to actually maybe start to begin the process of feeling better by small increments, I assume. And we'll see what comes next.
So we're looking forward to you to go this way. Have you taken any steps forward since we talked to you, since you started the whole thing? And what's a day like for you? I mean, from the sounds of things when I talked to you the other day, it doesn't sound. How hard is it to get out of bed? How hard is it to get moving? Is it harder after radiation? And how's the rest of your day go?
Well, I did the 4 months of chemo, and that was a whole different ball game. Because I did that every other Thursday for 16 weeks. And that was like having, going into the ring against Mike Tyson in his prime and just getting the living crap kicked out of you every 2 weeks. And that the mental part of that is, you go in and you recover from that, whether it takes anywhere from 5 days to 12 days to recover from a chemo treatment. And by the time I'm recovering and starting to feel better, it's okay, we're going back in tomorrow to start it all over again. So there's a mental aspect of just getting beat down by that. And then that was a whole different kind of recovery than this. And then I had a couple months off before I started this. And this is, I mean, it's not bad because I have to go every day, which sucks, but it's 5 minutes from my house. I live 5 minutes from Chester County Hospital, and that's where I get it done. I literally walk in, get changed into 2 hospital robes, one with my ass out and the other one covering it till I get in there. And then I just lay on a table for about 4 or 5 minutes. They line me up with the lasers and all that crap. And then I get the radiation. You don't feel it. And then I just get changed and I leave. So I'm in and out of there in 15 minutes usually. It really depends on the day. Some days, it is hard to get out of bed. I get out of bed at like 9:30 in the morning to go there. And when I come home, sometimes I'm wiped out and I need to lay down right away. Or other times, like today, I went and did some stuff. Went to a couple of stores and took care of some stuff, for the house and came home and ran some more errands, and I'll be sacked out tonight. But it just depends on the day. I haven't gotten really nauseous feeling from the radiation, just severe fatigue, and you never know when it's going to kind of hit you. And of late, the GI side effects, and that exacerbates the pain in the backside. I say it's like shitting a barbed wire fence right now. And a buddy of mine, when I said that to him, said, "You mean just the barbed wire?" I go, "No, I mean the fence too." So it's
Yeah,
not pleasant.
no, it can't be. You guys want to have a question for Jay?
As a guitar player, I got to check in on the fingertips, man.
They're doing good. I haven't played a whole lot lately. I started really playing during chemo a lot too, because you get this thing from chemotherapy called neuropathy. You get it in your hands and your feet, and it's like numbness and tingling, and like my feet feel like they. I've been standing on a hockey bench for 4 hours without moving. Like you're just like they're cold and desensitized. And I played the guitar a lot to stimulate the muscles and the nerves in my hands.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, so I still play a little bit. I haven't been playing as much of late. I'm still getting chemo now. I just get it through a pill, and it's a lower dose, and that's just designed to weaken the cancer cells to make them more susceptible to the radiation. It's like kind of like somebody coming in and like, beating up your opponent a little bit before then you come in for the knockout. The radiation is the knockout. So, I've been playing a little bit, but not as much as I'd like to.
I hear that. Well, I did just take my first crack after all these years at Master of Puppets, so that was this past week.
Yeah, that'll get the nerves in your fingers moving. I tend to play quite a bit of Metallica, especially the Injustice for album and Master. But yeah.
I never was I always liked Metallica, but as a guitar player, that wasn't something I studied. So that was new. And it's not even just technically so much as remembering what I'm doing. It's just so different than what I'm used to. So I gave it a half hour to the fingertips got sore and was like, all right, try this again.
And there's obviously a lot of pace to it too. So
yes, yes.
A lot of right hand's got to know what the left hand's doing and be in total concert.
And when you don't play a lot, like I don't anymore, like I used to, I find the right hand goes faster than the left.
Absolutely. Yeah, the right hand that's your rhythm hand. That's like the whole backbone of it. And
it makes you a sludge fest because you're like hitting strings you're not supposed to hit.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just not you're not chunking the way you're supposed to chunk.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, I got the guitar stuff out of the way. All right, you guys can go ahead.
Jason, I want to, again, thank you for number one, coming on again, and two, just really putting the message out there. I heard you on with Miss and Ellie, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, and it was like listening to you guys from back in the day. It was awesome. And I want to thank you too of inspiring not only me but other individuals around the same age of getting checked and doing the things that you need to do. If it doesn't feel right, go immediately and get things checked out. I go in on the 30th of July, and it's really because you're putting the message out there. I knew I needed to do it, but hearing your message was like, shit, I got to get this done now. So
you're having the colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome.
Put me on the list. I just turned 48. Ugh.
Yeah, get in there. You should be in there at 45. I should have been in there. Maybe I wouldn't
I know.
Be going through all this crap. 45 is the year where insurance will like kind of pay for it without being too much of a pain in the rear end about it, but not pardon the pun. But yeah, I mean, going public, that was my hope, because like I have not shied away from the fact that I didn't go because I didn't want to get a colonoscopy. I didn't go, and I was sick for a year and a half before I even ended up in the ER and hiding it. And because when I go, if I don't know it, it's not there, and eventually got to a point where I couldn't deny it anymore. And I went and I got lucky and it didn't spread, but I could have perhaps prevented this if I'd gone sooner. I'm 53 now. If I had gone maybe just at 50, this would have been just a polyp and they would have removed it and I'd be on my way. But I didn't. So that's the cautionary tale. Like, I don't want anybody to have to go through this that doesn't need to. The colonoscopy, I was scared of that, like I'm not gonna stick no camera up my butt, that whole thing. And frankly, you don't even, when you get the actual, you don't even know it. And even like after, you don't know that they were there. There's no soreness or anything. Yeah, is the prep unpleasant? Sure. But frankly, every once in a while, you should probably, clean out your system, and it certainly does. So, yeah, I mean, creating awareness was the big thing for me. And I've gotten so many notes from and emails from people that because I told my story or said that they're doing exactly what you're doing. They're making an appointment, or I've had people email me saying, what were your symptoms? Because I'm having similar. And then when I tell them, they say, oh, I'm having similar. I said, well, go advocate for yourself to your doctor. If they kind of say, nah, you probably don't need one. It's probably a food allergy or bacterial infection. Advocate for yourself. Get the colonoscopy. Just push for that right away. And that's incredible that people are doing that. And that's what I wanted to accomplish when I went public. But like, I'm no fool. Like I knew I could help people, but I knew people could help me too. And people have been, by going public, people have been a huge help to me. So many people that I go back and forth with, via email or text or whatever that I didn't even know before, that are going through this, did go through this, or maybe are going to end up going through this. Like it's incredible. So it's kind of renewed my faith a little bit in humanity in this social media avatar egg world that we live in. It's kind of helped renew that. Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there, and there's people that need help, and there's people that are going through some pretty tough shit. So you might as well band together and attack it by strength and numbers, because I'm a firm believer in that.
What's coming up for you after you called it the finish line, I think on Monday? When do they find out how the size of it and what's to do next, or is there another part of this process before that happens?
So yeah, I mean, I'll have to wait anywhere between 6 weeks and 3 months before I get scans again. So I'll go back in at whatever that time is determined. Say it's 3 months. That would be up like mid-October. And they'll do again the CAT scan of my chest and my abdomen. So I have to drink that nasty drink and the contrast and all that. And then they'll also do an MRI of my pelvis. And those things will tell. They do the chest and the abdomen CT scan to see if there's any glows of cancer that spread or went anywhere else. I did have a lesion on my lung, but it was determined non-cancerous when I was first diagnosed, and the belly, the abdomen area was clean, and the MRIs would obviously show the tumor, the size of it, and all that stuff. So I'll have that done, and based upon what those scans and that MRI say, we'll determine what's next. If that determines that I turn out to be what they call NED, no evidence of disease, then I'll likely move into a program called Watch and Wait, where they'll monitor me close every 3 months for a period of time, and to make sure I stay clean. And if there's any upside for me long term to get surgery, if they say, hey, there's nothing there, but if we take this part of your colon or your insides out, and it eliminates any chance of it ever returning, I'm going to have the surgery.
I would too.
So I'll have to wait and see. When I talked to the surgeon, she said, you're about a coin flip, maybe a little bit more than like 60% that you will have to have surgery, or it depends how you look at it, right? You tell me there's a 60% chance of rain, I'll tell you there's a 40% chance of no rain.
Sure.
So it's how you look at it. So we'll see based on what the scans say, and I'll go from there, and I'll attack that element of it when I get there. From Monday when I'm done radiation until then, I'm treating it like I don't have anything. I'm just gonna work on recovering and getting better and moving forward. Because I can't sit here and just sit around and go, oh, I'm gonna wait for 3 months for the next thing and wallow in it. Like that would be silly to me. So I'm just gonna proceed as if I don't have cancer and live my life and work out, move, and get the blood moving, and kind of just take it day by day.
Well, you're doing a great job, man. We appreciate you coming on, and certainly good luck with your situation. And we'll obviously have you on again. But before we let you go, I got to talk a little Flyers. They had the draft recently, and then we'll maybe get into the Carter Hart and his as they wait for the verdict up there. But what'd you think of the draft?
I mean, I'm not a draft expert. I never claimed to be. There's a lot of draft. There's enough draft experts on Twitter.
Sure.
They don't know, right? Where?
Yes.
I scouted this guy. I had this guy ranked here. I never seen the guy play in person once. Like the shit you can learn by seeing a guy play in person over what you can see in a highlight video package,
Right. Sure.
immense. I don't even want to see a guy's highlight packages. I don't care. I want to see what he does when he screws
the
up.
highlights. I mean, you don't see the.
Everyone looks good in highlights, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can make anybody look like, you can find highlights for anybody. I want to see how a guy reacts on the bench after he screws up and makes a bad play or takes a dumb penalty and they get scored on. I want to see how he interacts with his coach. I want to see how he interacts with his teammates. If I'm a scout, I want to know how he interacts with the equipment staff, the medical staff. I want to know if is he a guy that's very coachable? Is he a winner? Is he a winner or is he a whiner? Right? Like you have those guys. So those are the things I want to know. So I'm no draft expert, but based on reading people that I do trust, guys like Bob McKenzie, who does a poll of 30 NHL scouts, or Craig Button, or Grant McKay, some of the bigger ones that that I think have a high level of ability to do that job because they did it as scouts. I love the pick of Carter Martone. I don't care that he's a winger. Your best players don't have to be centers. They can be wingers. Look at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Their best player is a winger, and that's Nikita Kucherov. Yeah, I mean, you look at Dallas now. Their best players is Rantanen. He's a winger. It doesn't matter. And I like Martone a lot. I like the body side. They need to get bigger. He's a big body, and we all seen what Florida has done by playing kind of bully hockey, and I think that really matters in the playoffs, especially if you want to advance. You got to have some size and be able to wear down an opponent. So I like the pick of Porter Martone. As far as Jack Nesbitt goes, the other second round pick. Look, I think when you have two picks, the first one you pick the best player available and you don't overcomplicate it. If you have another first round pick or you move up to get a guy like they did at 12, you can take a little bit of a swing there. I think you have to take a swing sometimes to be able to take a little risk to get a huge reward, because you have the known of Porter Martone, who you feel is going to be very, very good without question. So I don't have a problem with the Nesbitt pick. He's got work to do. His skating is
I mean, I
not
was going to say,
beautiful.
it's taking a swing where you are with a second round pick. You said his skating isn't all that great, and his puck handling, because of it, needs improvement. They all need improvement. I get that.
He's so big, like he hasn't filled out yet. He looks like a baby giraffe in a lot of ways. When they're born, they're kind of clumsy.
Very
So,
clumsy. So, but
and big guys
can you
don't
get
look
much
right.
better at that?
Oh, absolutely.
Some guys are gifted skaters.
Yeah, some guys come out of the womb and skate like Paul Coffey or
Right.
Cal Carr, or those guys. Some guys come out of the womb, and I mean, there's been
Dave
marginal
Brown.
bad skaters that have had Claude Giroux is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's not a good skater, not a great skater. He kind of leans back. He's like almost like a rocking chair, like it's a weird stride, like it's not pleasing to watch. How good has he been? The guy's got over 1,000 points.
It's great.
So you can do that, and that takes some work. That's something you can develop. And like with Martone, I think you just need to get a lot of movement out of his body. To me, you don't have to strip him all the way down to the studs to rebuild his skating. You just got to get the arms, the core, and everything under control, because he's wasting movement and wasting energy with all the stuff moving around. So you just want to make him more efficient. And then the second round picks, I thought that they did really well. Again, I'm no draft expert, but based on, they got with the defenseman, they end up with a guy that would have been first round had he not been hurt towards the end of this year. So you got first round value in the second round, pending his health. These kids, they're young kids. I mean, they're not shaving yet. I mean, when you see them for the first time, and like you've been there, Joe, like you see a draft pick
They're
for the first time
young.
in the NHL, you're like, Jesus God,
They are
did
young.
you just get out of middle school? Like it looks like that. Like, and you see the NFL guys, they're all men.
Right.
So, I mean, you're talking about 17 and 18-year-old kids. There's a lot it's a really hard prognostication to make, but we'll see where it goes. I like where Danny and Jonesy are taking things. I like what they did in free agency because I wasn't expecting much, and they didn't give out term. So
Sure.
they didn't get goofy.
So I was watching Porter's press conference, and he said he's trying to make the team this year. You think it's possible?
I do. I think with Tyson Forster out, that maybe even helps it a little bit. Well, he's going to be out for a period of time. But they got to make a decision, because I think you have to make a decision whether he's going to make the team or he's not going to make the team almost before camp. Soon. I think in the next 3 weeks, you got to make this decision, because I don't think going back to the CHL and playing junior does him any good. I don't think it develops his game. I think it becomes too easy for him, and you develop some bad habits because you're not challenged enough. I think if he's going to not be in the NHL, he needs to be in the NCAA. And if he's in the NCAA, he can't go to training camp. Not allowed to. So I think he should go to Penn State, line up next to Gavin McKenna, go win a national championship with Penn State, turn pro after that. You can join the Flyers as soon as the Frozen Four is over, and start.
Is he already with Penn State?
He hasn't signed with anybody, but he can go there now because of this new rule where you can go from the CHL like McKenna did with the NIL, and he can go to Penn State or he can go to Michigan or I
Boston,
wouldn't go to Penn State because
Boston University is where you would go.
man, enough of these BU guys.
Get the hell out of
Go
here.
to Penn State's doing great. And Guy Gadowski's done a great job up there. I'm an alum, so I'm boosting right now.
All right. Well, BU just took you out in the tournament. So there you go, Frozen.
Well, maybe not next year with Gavin McKenna.
They are. Yeah, hey,
And
look,
Porter
Penn State's
Martone.
been very impressive for a team that just joined D1.
Yeah, I mean, they're about 10 years in now, but yeah, Guy Gadowski's done a great job. He used to be at Princeton, and he's done a great job there. Made their first Frozen Four last year, and landing Gavin McKenna. Like, it's so easy to me to like recruit a Canadian kid from like the prairies of Saskatchewan. There you go. All right, come down here, and we're going to have a couple of hockey players and a couple of football players show you the campus, right? This Canadian kid been up there. Everybody's all bundled up there in Saskatchewan. They come down here. They walk through the Penn State campus and they're like, Jesus Christ, look at this. Like everybody walking around in mini skirts and all the girls and everything. You treat it like a god up there.
Well, I'm glad you
Sign me
mentioned that because
up.
we do have someone on our staff here, on our force here, that actually works with the Florida, what are they called? The
The ice skaters.
ice skaters
Nice.
down there, and so they've gone to Division I. Tell us about the program is, and Jason, you know this. I mean, listen, we talk about how Florida hockey's gotten great. Listen, these guys they're professionals and they come from all other areas. They're not like
Yeah.
reading down there with the Tampa Bay and
Yeah,
and
none of them.
Panthers, but. Is there a migration at all to hockey coming a little more south than used to be?
Well,
just
women's hockey
east
too.
of
Like, you could
Minnesota?
talk about that. Like the growth of women's. I'll tell my story after she speaks, but it's the growth of women's hockey it's remarkable to me.
Remarkable. It is remarkable. It is. Tell us about, I mean, you work with the guys, right?
Yeah, I do. Well, it's still like a club hockey team, but it's been fun to see everyone. It's pretty big. You wouldn't think like a lot of the SEC schools have like club hockey teams, but they all do. So
So I'm wondering, is it at all migrating south at all? Is it just too much, I guess,
Dude, Arizona's their college hockey team is one of the best teams in D1. Arizona and Arizona State.
what I'm saying?
Huge. Yeah,
So-
it is migrating. It's become a sport that before it was a sport of do I have rinks around me? And then you could tell the high level players, do I have enough rinks and players around to have a high level team for me to come up through the ranks from squirt to peewee to bantam to midget and the whole thing? But you look at it and more and more guy, Austin Matthews is from Arizona, Shane Gosper from Florida, Cam York is from out in Anaheim in Orange County. Like all these places, non-traditional hockey markets are producing players all over the country. And then like the women's hockey, like, I mean, I coached for 20 years and going into the rink or going to Iceland or wherever, there's as many girls running around the rink with hockey bags as there is boys.
Totally.
And high level too. Like in this area, the girl that graduated from Downingtown this year, Ava, I can't remember her last name. She's insane. Like she had like 92 goals in her Flyers Cup career over the 4 years. Like I'm not even kidding about the numbers. She scored like 8 goals a game. I was on the ice with her one time during the pandemic. A buddy of mine, Jamie Lemark, who was a 9th overall pick for the New York Rangers in '99, along with Pavel Brendel was the other first round pick that year. He ran the training facility above Ice Line, and where train all kinds of hockey players and stuff like that. And during the pandemic, when the rinks were shut down, called me one day. He said, "Hey, what are you doing today? I'm going to run a clinic," because he ran clinics too, with a bunch of people. The rink was closed, but we got in, and me and my son went over, and he's like, "I need a goalie, so I need you to come." So I put on my gear. I go out there, and there's some of these high level tier 1 girls out there. This chick rang one off the grill. First shot, I'm like, oh, that's how it's gonna be. Bombing
That's
it.
awesome.
Like I was like, unbelievable.
Really?
It's awesome to see. I love the fact that the game has grown the way it has between the way it's growing geographically all over and to the girl side of it. Because I think there's so much opportunity there for scholarships and all of that stuff. And it's awesome to see it. I'm telling you, the rivalry between U.S. and Canada in the girls' game is awesome. Like they're freaking vicious. So it's great. I just love the growth of the game, and USA Hockey's done a great job.
Well, don't forget to tip our hats to Manon Rhéaume, who I think, didn't she play in a preseason game or something
did.
for the Lightning?
About 25 years ago, maybe more.
30.
No,
It was like
30 years
92.
ago.
Gosh, it was that
Yeah.
long.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Cami Granato.
I was going
She
to
never
say
played in an
Cam
NHL
Granado.
game,
I
but
once dated a girl that played with Cami Granado. That's the extent of
yeah,
my women's ice
she was
hockey
great
history.
too. I mean, you have Wickenheiser, Helly Wickenheiser, and great female players all over. You had the Lamorello twins that played for Team USA. I've had a chance to see them, speak with them a few times. They're great. Yeah, it's awesome to see. Izzy, where did you play? Like, you're not just
Oh,
involved that you're not playing. You didn't play, right?
I actually played field hockey in high school. I don't play like actual ice hockey
Oh,
She
you got to
worked
get
or
out there.
anything. I
lacrosse.
never did.
You
I
got to
don't
get her
know if
some
I can. I
skates.
don't know if I'd be good at that, but
Sure, you would. You'd be good.
I don't know.
Then I remember I used to work for the Philadelphia Bulldogs. Does anyone remember the roller hockey team?
Yeah.
Ken Hawley was a Flyers pick, and Ted Dent and those guys. And actually, Al McInnes's brother, I guess the lesser one, played for the Bulldogs, and she played. But
Could he
those
shoot
guys,
it like? Could he shoot it like his brother?
well, no,
Al
that's why
McInnes
we
had a
used to tease him
bomb.
about that.
Yeah,
When I got
wasn't
to
he
know
for
him
the
a little better,
Flames?
I'm like, hey, what's Al doing this week? What's the difference between you guys except for like $4 million a year? You'd be like, but I mean, those guys could play at that level. But that puck at that level was like 115. I mean, she got rang up pretty good. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think she did play in an NHL game once, and it is getting huge. Conestoga has like a couple teams now, and it's just like you mentioned, Downingtown. It's as normal as it was when I played. It was just all guys back then in the day.
Yeah.
Uh,
All of them have girls teams now. It's fantastic.
they're
Ruston,
good. They're really
yeah,
good.
Westchester East, Henderson, all the teams around me, and yeah, it's awesome to see. And high school hockey is very
Getting
healthy around
huge.
here still too, which is great.
Getting
And
huge. But one thing I did want to ask you about, because he was a very popular flyer. He's involved in that. He hasn't played in a while. Carter Hart. I did some research on the trial. Do you know anything about what's going on? Because I know they're waiting for a verdict. It's going to be a bench trial now because there was sort of
they kicked out the jury. Like, I don't
yeah,
understand that.
they just eliminated the jury and went to a bench trial. I mean, I don't think that can happen in this country, but it's Canada. Judge is going to make a decision the 24th. Carter Hart's the only one who actually testified of the five. There was a little something going on between him and the girl in question, and he admitted it. But he said that didn't happen like she said it happened. What are your thoughts on that about what you know, and how do you think that's going to go? Because I guess the verdict what's it, the 8th? The verdict comes out
24th.
24th. That's
Yeah,
correct.
it'll come out on the 24th. I followed it a little bit and, just kind of reading up on it through TSN and stuff like that. Um, I mean, there's some questionable things. She took money a long time ago from Hockey Canada to make it go away. So I don't know how that kind of goes into the judgment. I don't know, like I don't know what happened in that room. Um, and I mean, I think what my I don't know how the Canadian legal system works, but from what I understand is they don't determine whether you're guilty or innocent. They determine whether um, you're not proved innocent, you're proven not guilty.
Hmm.
So there's a semantic difference there, right?
Not
Um,
necessarily when it comes to getting back into the NHL, though. That might.
no, that's selective
So
morality
that's
when
a
it
good
comes to the
point.
NHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, everybody's outraged at a player until they can help them in
Yeah, right.
pro sports, until they can help them win, which is selective morality. There's no doubt about it. I think the likeliest of outcomes is that um, most of them are either knocked down to a misdemeanor or not charged at all. And Michael McLeod is convicted of the serious offenses. That's my take on it. Again, I didn't sit on that. I don't know. But if that is what indeed happens, he will find a job in the NHL, likely in his hometown of Edmonton.
Yeah, I saw some things that said it might be Edmonton. And that's because that's right around free agency too.
Well, free agency already happened, and Edmonton didn't do anything about goaltending. And we all know they need to do something about
They
goaltending.
needed to
So I
do
think they're
something.
waiting.
They were exposed a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, when you're
Exposed a
putting
little
Cal Pickard in there, has been waived 6 times,
bit.
including by when the Flyers waive you at goaltending. That might be telling
They
you
also
something.
had
Find a new career.
Bob at one point and didn't hang on to Bob, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer at some point. But
Yeah, he's disgusting. How good he is.
he's so
Mhm.
good. Couple cups, 3 finals in a row.
But
Couple
we
of
got
Vezinas.
Riz. Don't act like the Flyers got shortchanged. We got Brizkala.
That's like getting a case of the crabs for giving up something good.
Are we
Here's
still
what we
paying
got.
him? Are
And
we
they
still
gave him
paying him?
23 million to go away, Brizgala. But you're
I
right.
think they're done now. I think
They're
this
They're
was
done
like the
paying
last
for
year.
Scala, I hope.
Him and Bobby Bonilla.
I know, right?
Good stuff, guys. Jason, we really appreciate it, man. Good luck
Thanks
with
for
everything.
coming on, man.
Obviously, bring you back on
Anytime,
soon.
guys. I appreciate you having me on. Oh, by the way, this weekend, over at the Flyers Training Center on Saturday, they're having a charity game over there, Flyers Cancer Warriors. I just put on by my buddy Frankie James. They're having a benefit for me. They're having a 3-on-3 tournament
Oh,
coming up
cool.
on Saturday over there, which should be
Oh, no
very
way.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get out there on Saturday. Me and my wife are gonna go over, and see everybody as long as I can hang. And like Frankie put it all together. He contacted me when kind of this first started and said I want to do something. And this is what he said he wanted to do, and I'm all for getting the game on the ice. And there's gonna be there's like 12 teams or something. It's gonna be fantastic. So
That's Saturday, Jay?
yeah, this Saturday at the Flyers Training Center. I think the championships rounds start at like 2 o'clock. So if anybody wants to swing by and check it out, be very cool. They got special jerseys and pucks and everything made. It's going to be sick.
Phenomenal. I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. Flyers putting that together. Flyers helping with that.
Yeah, they've done some help with getting the ice and all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
I think that's
Frankie's
awesome.
put everything together kind of on his own with Chirping Pucks podcast, and looking forward to it. I think I'm supposed to just go in and promote it with Preston and Steve on Friday too, and talk about my
that's
story. So,
Nice. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
you. I've heard you doing the round. That's awesome, man. Good
Yeah.
luck. We'll try to promote that as well and get people out there.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Boys, Izzy, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Jason.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it, brother. We'll talk to you soon. All right, Jay?
Thanks, guys. I'll keep you posted on Master of Puppets.
Good luck. That's an 8-minute song. That one's not easy.
Well, let's focus on the intro, and then we'll go from there.
The intro is easy. Get to the breakdown, and then we'll talk. All right, boys. See you guys.
Thanks,
All right,
bud.
see you later.
Talk to Jay. Jason Myrtetus from the Philadelphia Flyers. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right, let's go into I won't say lightning round, but let's talk about some other things. Alex, I know this was one of your topics. Alex Cooper kind of tried to do her own Harry Carey, take me out to the ball game, and wasn't received too well. What are your thoughts on the Alex Cooper fiasco that was the other day at the? Because she's a big podcaster and she blew up. She was doing something that was kind of slanted towards women, right? And she kind of blew up, but she's taking a lot of heat for her vocals the other day.
Yeah, I think it was just because like she kind of made it a joke, and I mean, listening to it, it's like objectively not really that funny. So I think she kind of did a swing and a miss for
No.
that.
Well, that was kind of like, didn't Rosie who was the one who
Kind
grabbed
of,
her
yeah,
crotch and
Roseanne, and she
She's
grabbed
screaming.
her
spit? Roseanne
crotch
did.
and-
That's right.
Roseanne,
did.
she grabbed her crotch and spit, and she like really tried to, like Izzy said, like tried to make a comedy out of it, which I think we have enough tape now to know that it doesn't go well. Like that's not what people want jokes made.
They
I
don't,
mean,
especially if they're not.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
years ago I opened a Battle of the Bands. I wasn't playing it, but they wanted me to open it with the Jimi Hendrix version of the Star Spangled Banner. I almost got pulled off by somebody because I was disgracing it. And I was like, this is note for note how he did it. Even that, people get real sensitive when you mess with their songs, especially, God Bless America or whatever it is, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. People don't like that stuff messed with. I wasn't even doing anything wrong for the record.
Mike is still pissed.
What were you doing? How could you mess that up? He was stringing it.
Yeah, I played it note for note. I learned all the bombs dropping and all that stuff.
Right.
But it was just like he did it. And I guess there was an educator there. It was done at a school that thought I was just like, you're an educator and you've never heard Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock. I mean,
it's
come on,
remarkable.
man.
It's
Well,
remarkable.
what was she? I mean, I saw some clips of it. She wasn't the greatest singer, but what was she? She had two people behind her that were kind of like the doo-wop girls or whatever they were.
Yeah, they were like background dancers.
The background chicks. What actually, what
I didn't
wasn't
even watch
received
this.
so well? What wasn't exactly received so well if you were breaking it down?
I think like just the fact that she like kind of made it into a joke. She like used a weird voice doing it too. I think if she like just sang it normally, no one would have really cared. But I mean, usually those people that do the seventh inning stretch like don't really get booed. So I don't know.
Yeah, Wrigley. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big deal. When
They
you-
take that seventh inning stretch very seriously.
very seriously.
Except
Tons
when
of
Bill
people-
Murray does it. Bill Murray can do it any way he wants.
But like kind of like Izzy said, tons of people just try and sing it the way everyone can't sing.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
they're not expecting this. incredible performance. But when
Right.
you try and joke around and you can't sing, well, now everyone just wants to go get a beer or
Well,
something.
let me ask you this. Is she, when she does her I've got to be honest, never seen her podcast. I told you I was looking up Alice Cooper when I saw the topics coming. So, so what, does she try to be funny on her show? Is she sort of a comedian? Because I'll tell you
Um,
this, every time I see a comedian asked to do something like that, I think they have to be funny. So like Roseanne had to do something because people think she's, so
Right.
Will Ferrell every time he does something, Bill Murray, they have to do something even now, and sometimes it comes off forced.
I think maybe at first she was trying, like when the podcast first started a couple years ago, she was trying to be more funny, like more relatable, more geared towards women in general with her content. But in the past couple years where she's kind of blown up and gotten a lot more money for it, she's had on guests like Kamala Harris, like Jane Goodall. So it's very much more of a different vibe now than it used to be. So I wouldn't really think that she would try to still be super like funny. I never really thought she was the funniest, but
I guess she thought if you don't have a great voice, let's kind of try to like, change the subject
yeah.
here. Didn't
So,
didn't
Izzy,
quite.
before this incident or anything, were you a regular listener or you just caught clips? Did you know anything about it?
No. She will interview people off like reality TV or celebrities that like maybe I'm interested in, but I'm not like a weekly listener or
Gotcha.
anything.
Keeping with the women's theme, the WNBA, Saquon was on Madden. It looks like your girl Angel Reese made it to the what is it, the Y or the K 26 cover of what is their video that they do, their video game, the WNBA, but she's on the cover. Angel Reese, what did you think of that? So basically, I guess you're saying Caitlin Clark got snubbed a little bit.
Is this directed at me because it's
That's
WNBA?
absolutely directed to you.
I can't stand Angel Reese.
That's why we
And I
went with
guess
you first.
she's gonna debut her new sneaker, and she's just, all right.
She
No one
leads the league
asked,
in
but
rebounds. She does lead 12 and a half, I think,
well,
rebounds.
she's crushing those me bounds.
Me
So
bounce.
I don't know if you saw this week or this is the other day. I don't, Izzy, do you follow like will you do me a huge favor and follow this stuff so people I have someone here to talk to about Angel Reese and how much I can't stand her. I don't even care if you like her. You can stick up for her. I don't care.
Micah,
So
I'll start to watch too.
I don't
We're gonna.
believe you
I will.
because
I
I'm
you've
will.
known
gonna
I
about
tell you
this for
something.
promise.
weeks. You've known about this for a while and you haven't done it. So this week I saw a clip where I guess both teams went to their bench and a coach went up to talk to Angel and she decided to smack the clipboard out of her coach's hand. I mean, I just think she's so just ugh. She's
She's
classless.
classless. I
And
thought the whole
and
thing with the whole
some of
class
the social media
thing.
comments, like, boy, racism's alive and well in this country. Jeez. Like you can hate her without starting that crap.
Yeah.
Jeez. And I can't stand her. But when she not so somebody did wonder if after she knocked the clipboard out of her hand, if she picked it up and got the rebound.
The me bounce.
She got her own me bound.
Or a me
Um,
bounce.
so I don't know if there's an NBA curse. I don't even know anyone that really plays NBA on video games. I guess people do. Um, but I didn't. How long have they actually had a WNBA version? They should have had it for
So
years now.
it's the whole. So I was looking. It's the NBA 2K 26, but then it has the WNBA edition. So I'm assuming it's you get that plus everything else.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, because Izzy, do you know anything about these games at all?
Not really.
All right,
What do you
because
What do
it
you
would
need
have
to
been
know?
so cool. I'll have to figure it out. What her rating is in that game. I want to
Oh.
know what it's like to play with Angel Reese in a video game. Is she completely inept? Can't make layups in the game too? Like they have to put something in there like that, right? She's terrible. She is so brutal to watch, and she is so self-centered,
Well, wait, why do you
and her
think? I
own
mean,
solipsism is
look, I
disgusting.
mean, Saquon got it because he was off the charts this year, and it was well deserved, and won a championship. Angel Reese is always involved in something.
That's a nice way to put it.
But she does lead the league in something, whereas Caitlin Clark, okay, she's about fifth or sixth in 3-pointers per game, 18 points per game, which is good. I think 24 is the league lead, but she's in the top 10. You wanted to go with probably Caitlin Clark, yes, or someone else, just someone else, like the field, other than Angel Reese.
I have her rating from last year.
I might go with
I'm talking to you, Micah.
You see this? Like everything, you make one Angel Reese comment a month ago, and now you're the resident WNBA senior
You're
reporter.
Angel Reese
I have an
correspondent.
Angel Reese quiz for Micah too.
I won't get it. Yeah, I think Caitlin Clark's the obvious answer, but she may have been last year for all I know. I don't play sports video. I don't hardly ever touch video games at all. Um, Maybe this is an opportunity to not have Caitlin Clark on something, which might be a good idea.
You
If
mean like
people are
the
going to buy
Olympics?
that game, they're going
Thought
to
they
buy the
already
game
did.
regardless of who's on the cover.
They already did the Olympics. They left her out with that. They left her out on the game. I mean, how many
You're
things
trying to
don't
get
get
me
her out
stuck.
on?
You're trying to get me started. I'd rather they left her off that. But there's other players that are good in the WNBA that more people will come to know because of Caitlin Clark. Um, I don't know. Yeah, it's just Angel Reese. But I will, and I've said this before, the fact that like someone like me can't stand Angel Reese. Now all of a sudden, on a day when they come on, I'm like, oh, I want to watch this. I go out of my way to watch it. I want to see Angel Reese just because I dislike her. And I've said this before. Muhammad Ali. Tons of people watched Muhammad Ali. Half wanted to see him win, half wanted to see
Right.
him lose.
Hey, your buddy up top, he used to hate me when he would listen to me in Minnesota, but
I couldn't
he
stand
still
him.
listened to me. All right.
I texted him the other day. I was like, I fucking
It's
hated
the
you.
Howard
man.
Stern factor. You listen to him because you like him, and half listen to you because you don't. You're right, though. You're
now we're
right.
best friends.
I will watch a game with the Chicago Sky because Angel Reese is going to be. She might knock a clipboard out of someone's hand. She might knock a bag of popcorn out. She might do something Angel Reese-ish. So
There's people that watch NASCAR for the accidents.
yes, that's correct. And hockey for the fights, maybe.
Yes,
I
exactly.
still hear people, well, they got fighting until that, But okay, I mean, I'm not sure why she was picked, but she was picked. Let's move on because there was some good topics, and we got to thank you for the topics this week.
Yes.
Brigham Young has a situation. Their quarterback looked like he was going to get a 7-game suspension because he admitted he had premarital sex, and you're not supposed to do that among the Mormon group up there. By the way, I just saw a thing on who was the head of the Mormons? Bad dude.
Joseph Smith.
Did you watch that documentary? They don't make the Mormons, out to look real good, or at least him, the way he started things.
Your
And-
boy's a Mormon.
What's that?
Your boy is a Mormon.
Oh, I like
Big
him
Red.
now. Who?
Oh, you like Big Red now?
He's not my boy.
Oh,
but
I thought you were talking about Mitt Romney.
I've
No.
come-
Oh, him
Mitt
too.
Romney. I've come to like Big Red a little bit.
Yeah, in
A
one
little
week.
bit.
Why are you
No,
such an Andy hater?
I'm not a hater. I just think he was a bum. Anyway,
Oh my!
so,
He's got to, Sean. He's got to go that extra step, right?
So-
No,
He's just got to go the one sentence too many.
so wait a
Time's
second.
yours.
So
Time's
what do
yours.
you? Ooh, time's short. So what do you think about the situation with? I mean, it's not against the law, but they're looking to move him maybe because he broke the rules up there in terms of because there was a whole thing that got dropped, a apparently alleged rape situation. It's not going to happen, but he might not be quarterbacking for BYU. But what's your take on that because of admitting to premarital sex? Technically, if you drink Diet Coke up there, that would be a violation of the rules. 'Cause you're not allowed to have caffeine. So
I don't know what the situation was with a potential sexual assault, but that's a lot
I
different
think
than
that's
premarital
I think
sex.
that got dropped, but I think that's how he came to admit it.
Okay, so are they using premarital sex as a reason to get rid of him, even though the charges were dropped? That's a possibility. But you go to that school knowing the rules. I can sit
Yeah.
here and tell you what I think of those rules, but it doesn't matter. If they say this is the deal, it doesn't matter what it is. It's kind of like in football, if orange juice was a banned substance, all right, well, then you're not allowed to have orange juice. Doesn't matter if there's anything wrong with it. That was the rule. You signed up for it. So if that's the rule at BYU, and I don't have a reason to doubt
What if you
that.
think it's a stupid rule?
Huh?
What do you think it's a stupid rule?
If I think it is, or if I'm
Aren't there,
playing
aren't there
football,
things you think are stupid and you do them anyway or don't care about? And you're like, who cares? It's a stupid rule.
you could think that all you like, but there's going to be consequences if
Yeah.
someone else doesn't think it's a stupid rule.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
you're sin. It's like I live by the 10 Commandments. You know, if I break one of those rules, apparently I'm going to hell. So I mean,
We know where to find you.
oh, bro, I already got the ticket.
Just save your seat, will you?
I'll be right there with you.
Jake Retzlaff,
I'll
by
keep
the
it
way.
warm down there for you.
20 touchdowns, 300 yards passing. I think if he was like a 4-string quarterback, no one would raise an eye. But he's a pretty good quarterback, and looks like that's gonna.
So where's he going? Michigan?
Probably Michigan.
Is
Yeah,
Coy Jr. long gone?
both Ty and Coy, of
Yeah.
course, and of
Well,
course,
Coy,
Big
yeah,
Ed.
but well, Ty was Coy was Colorado, but Coy Jr. went to BYU, right?
Did
So I
Coy
was friends
Jr.
with his mom
We
on
should get
Facebook.
Sikahema on. See what his thoughts are.
Or Jim McMahon. I bet he followed all the rules. No
he followed all
premarital
that.
sex for
I
Jim
love Jim
McMahon.
McMahon. I freaking love Jim McMahon.
Never.
There you
Love
go.
it, Jim McMahon.
Talk to Jim.
Come on, he had the sunglasses all the time.
Oh man, he made the Eagles helmet look so freaking cool with that visor.
Right? How cool was that?
Man.
How cool was that dark visor?
Oh, he was the best.
He always got
was the
hurt. He
best.
couldn't run
Oh,
from
he
here to
did.
out of bounds
He
without
played hurt.
nicking a knee up or something. But he was
He
the
was
coolest,
so
though.
cool back in the day, man.
He was definitely cool.
Yeah.
All right, last
What was written
section.
on his headband in Chicago?
Roselle.
And Pluto.
That's
What did he put on?
Pluto. I think he was just doing whatever to antagonize.
Of course he was. He got fined for the Roselle thing in the Super Bowl. Why don't we put Jim McMahon up with, they say, Chicago's like never hasn't had a good quarterback since oh God, back
Bobby
in
Lane.
it wasn't even it was before him. But anyway,
McMahon.
why wouldn't he get put in there?
McMahon?
Yeah, Jim McMahon won a Super Bowl.
Put in for what? I mean, he was Chicago's last really good quarterback.
Yeah, but he never gets they always say since Caleb Williams, they talk about it wasn't Bobby Lane. Who was the quarterback then? Sid
Luck. I'm sorry,
Sid
Sid
Luck.
Luck was the name I was looking for, not Bobby Lane.
No, Sid Luck,
I think
right.
Lane was Detroit.
Right, Bobby Lane was Detroit.
Yeah, sorry, Sid Luck. I was thinking the right way. No, but they've never had a 4,000-yard passer. That's where like the Caleb Williams stuff comes in. Jim McMahon was their best quarterback in franchise history, but after that Super Bowl, that following year was when he got slammed on his shoulder. And he was just never right. He was never the same after that.
He wasn't the same after that. But I think when you look back in Chicago history, they never bring him up. They always talk about Sid Luck before Caleb Williams. Is it only because of the 4,000 yards? I mean, is Jalen ever going to throw for 4,000? Who cares? Like he wins, he goes to the Super Bowl, he wins.
my
It's
favorite,
fun, right?
favorite fun fact about what we're talking about. Chicago produced a Pope before a quarterback who throws for 4,000 yards.
Yeah, that
I'm
came
sorry,
out.
say that one more time. I couldn't hear the last part.
All right. Sorry. Chicago produced a Pope before a quarterback who throws for 4,000 yards.
I mean, a guy
No, I
from
wanted to
Villanova,
ask.
guy from Villanova, that guy.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask him a question because he's a huge White Sox fan, apparently.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it would go over. Sean, if we ever get him on the show, which we'll work on it, okay?
We'll work on it.
I want to ask him, you're obviously a man of the cloth. Have you said the Lord's name? Have you said Jesus Christ more in a chapel or when watching the White Sox? I bet he'd appreciate it.
He would. That would be a great one. Yeah. Hopefully
I'll
he's a
dive
fan
on
of the
that.
show.
I'll be the one to ask it.
Does he have a Twitter handle yet? Does he have social media like the Pope Francis did?
You want to go after him? That's why.
Oh,
you want
yeah,
to get him
duh.
on.
You
Yeah.
want to
You
you
know
want to
me.
DM him, don't you? You want to DM him when Nova's playing or something. My goodness.
Why not?
Great stuff, guys. Appreciate everyone watching out there. For Izzy McGarvey, Micah Warren, and Sean Lochner, I'm Joe Stasiak, and we will see you next week on the Philly Pulse.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.